Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to your online learning journey with Europe Hotel School. I'll be your guide today as we dive into one of the most important topics in our industry, culturally aware hospitality. In this session, we're really going to break down the skills you absolutely need to create unforgettable, world-class experiences for guests from all over the globe.
Now, this quote right here, it really gets to the very heart of what we're talking about today. Think about it, whether someone's at a show, a conference, or just enjoying the hotel's atmosphere, how they participate is a direct reflection of their cultural background, their norms, and what they expect. Getting this, well, that's the key to mastering the art of modern hospitality. So, to make this easy to follow, we're going to focus on 6 core areas. You can think of them as the essential pillars that hold up a truly culturally aware service. We'll cover everything from that critical first impression a guest has, all the way to navigating those really sensitive personal interactions.
All right, let's start with the big picture. The first thing we need to get straight is that modern hospitality is global, period. You see, the new standard of luxury isn't just about fancy decor anymore. It's about creating an environment where every single guest, no matter where they're from, feels genuinely seen, understood, and respected. And that takes a deep cultural understanding.
You know, what's really fascinating is just how subjective the guest experience can be. Things like art, music, even humor, they're all interpreted through a unique cultural lens. A joke that's hilarious in one part of the world might be completely offensive in another. So our job as professionals is to create an emotionally safe atmosphere where that awareness is just built into everything we do. And that welcoming atmosphere, it starts the second a guest walks through the door. So let's get practical and talk about the arrival. This one moment, this first impression, can set the entire emotional tone for a guest's stay. Mastering it is all about making every single person feel like you're genuinely happy they're there. This means we have to learn to read the room and our guests almost instantly. You know, guests from more expressive cultures might arrive with a lot of energy, big gestures, and lively conversation. On the other hand, someone from a more reserved culture might prefer a quiet, calm entry with really clear instructions. Learning to adapt your energy to match theirs is a subtle but incredibly powerful sign of respect.
And here's the thing, you don't need complicated language to get this right. Honestly, your best tool is often a simple, positive phrase. A sincere, "We're so happy you're here," can break down so many cultural barriers. The goal is always to be warm, but not overwhelming. Informative, but never intrusive. That's the balance we're looking for.
Now, in a busy place like a lobby or an event, clear communication is everything. Guests from what we call high-context cultures will be paying close attention to your tone of voice and body language, but guests from low-context cultures will want clear, direct instructions. So what's the best strategy? You combine them. Use simple, clear language and back it up with open, friendly gestures. That way you connect with everyone.
Okay, so this idea of creating comfort, it goes way beyond just communication. It's about the physical environment itself. The way we arrange our spaces can have a huge impact on a guest's sense of ease. Seating, for example, isn't just about putting chairs in a room. It's about creating a sense of psychological safety and belonging.
The key here really is choice. By offering a variety of options, like quiet zones for people who need a break from the noise, special sections for families, and open areas for people who want to mingle. We empower our guests. We let them find the space that perfectly suits their cultural and personal needs.
Now, let's talk about participation. At any event, you're going to see a whole spectrum of engagement. Some guests will want to be right in the middle of the action, dancing, talking, interacting. And others, they'll prefer to just watch quietly from a distance. And here's the important part. Both ways of engaging are completely valid.
So this brings us to a huge challenge for any host, right? How do we create this vibrant, inviting atmosphere that encourages people to get involved without making our more reserved guests feel pressured or, well, uncomfortable? The secret isn't in demanding participation, but in gracefully inviting it.
And this phrase, this is your magic key. It's culturally neutral, and it's totally empowering. It tells every single guest that their way of enjoying the experience is the right way. It just removes all the pressure and allows for real, authentic engagement, whether that means singing along at the top of your lungs or just watching with a smile.
Of course, participation is also about the content we're providing. It is our absolute, non-negotiable responsibility to review all entertainment for potential red flags. Things like religion, politics, and cultural stereotypes, they just have no place in a globally welcoming environment. Respect has to be our foundation.
All right, let's shift gears and look at the operational side of things. Because real hospitality excellence, it's found in the flawless execution of all the little details, and handling them all with what I like to call cultural finesse. This covers everything from what's on the menu to how we manage the flow of people.
Food is just so personal and so deeply tied to culture. Offering a diverse selection of food and drinks is great, but, and this is crucial, clearly labeling everything is one of the most powerful signals of inclusion we can send. It says, we thought of you, we planned for you, you belong here.
And that same idea of clarity is essential for crowd management. In a packed space, different cultural ideas about personal space and queuing can sometimes create a little friction. But calm, confident staff who use simple directions, visible gestures, and reassuring words, especially during delays, create a sense of safety and order that puts absolutely everyone at ease.
We've now arrived at our final pillar, and this one covers some of the most sensitive parts of cultural awareness. Navigating personal boundaries, privacy, and gender norms requires the absolute highest level of care, discretion, and respect from all of us. You know, in our world of smartphones, it's so easy to forget that ideas about photography can be dramatically different across cultures. In some places, taking a picture of someone, especially women or children, without their explicit permission is a major violation of privacy. A simple reminder to ask before you snap is a rule that protects everyone. In the same way, expectations for how different genders interact vary all over the world. And this brings us to a really critical point. We must never, ever assume. The most respectful approach is to always offer choices, whether it's in seating arrangements or during activities. This lets guests follow their own cultural norms comfortably, without feeling awkward or singled out.
So when you put all of these pillars together, what's the end goal? We're not just hosting an event or managing a hotel. We are choreographing a thoughtfully designed global experience. Mastering these skills is what elevates good service into the kind of memorable, masterful hospitality that people talk about for years.
And so I want to leave you with this question to carry with you as you move forward in your careers. As you become the future leaders of this amazing industry, how will you use this knowledge? How will you, personally, turn every single gathering into a thoughtfully designed global experience? The answer to that question is what will define your success.